Welcome back to another episode of Kentucky Route Zero, edging closer to the final interim episode of Kentucky Route Zero as we crawl a little bit nearer to the edge or the end of Act 3. We are now at Scene 10. We're going to talk to Donald while we're in the Hall of the Mountain King. We're all standing looking towards as if we were somehow acting towards the audience, and Lula is talking to Donald about going deeper into the caves. And Lula's been working at the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces for a while, and Donald, of course, has stayed here in this cave, which we have no idea how it relates to Conway, but it obviously does, or just like Conway is another traveler of the Zero, which the Zero seems to be some sort of allegory for the pathway to heaven or hell. Maybe this is purgatory, but I don't know. We don't find out by the end of this episode. I hate to spoil that for you. Especially, you should probably know this by now since Acts 4 and 5 are not out yet, and the developers of Kentucky Route Zero have already said that there's going to be 5 acts. I believe there are 13 scenes. In Act 3, we're on Scene 3. Scene 10, sorry, not Scene 3. Scene 10. We're going to try to hope to... we're not going to try to hope. We're going to hope that we get through all of the rest of the scenes by the end of this episode of the Let's Play. So if that's not confusing enough for you, just continue to read what people are saying, and then you should be thoroughly confused enough to make this the proper experience. So let's go to the gate, because honestly, talking to these people anymore is just going to delay the exit of this section of the game, which quite frankly is gone long enough already. The gate is open. We're going to go down, down, down. No need to stop to see anything on the way. We've done our part. Let's just get to the bottom. Before we leave, though, let's talk to the dog. Thanks for waiting, old man. We were gone a bit longer than expected. It'll be okay, old man. What's Johnny got to say? What happened up there? Actually, not sure. Very mysterious, ma'am. Let's hop into the truck. Hop into the truck and make our way along the Zero and probably get a flashback while we're at it. Let's look at the notes, I suppose, because we need to go to the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around, then it's clockwise until we find the Bureau. Well, we're heading the right way till we get to the cathode ray. counterclockwise. This is counterclockwise. But we just hit the road. Ah! Cathode ray was right there afterwards. Sprocket, not of interest to us. Anchor. Who knows where these places? Bicycle. Feather. Cactus. Antlers. Scarecrow. Actually, the bureau's right down here. It is. I know that because I've played this section before. Scene 11, Act 3. Back to the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. What are we doing here again? I don't remember, but let's go to reception. We're even going to skip talking to the dog. The two women are going to make their way over there. Conway has not shown any interest in coming forth. I think Lula comes out here. Yeah, there she is. There she is. Let's talk to her. Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. Any word on the address? Zulch just came in by courier. Good news. Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-referenced their results against some of our records. Found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. I still have one of my sculptures in the museum down there. Did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks and deep. So this may actually be the end of this episode. Scene 11. Got the time, old man? Nah, you don't care about that. Maybe I should be more like you. Is it scene 11? I believe it is, because I believe the ferry comes in at this point, and then that is the end of Act 3. Up to you, Conway. Oh, that's right. We haven't even gone. Yeah, alright. We still need to go through the old church. Scene 12. XII, where the strangers come from. It's kind of a weird section. The vector graphics in this game sort of lend to a certain je ne sais quoi for the plot acceleration, which we'll find out here. Once we get out, not having to read the headstones again, of course, which was a tedious and fairly unnecessary task. Well, this can't be right. Yes, we've done all this already. Now, Shannon and Conway go into the church at this point. If you were paying attention last episode, you will notice that we are following these two now, whereas before we stayed outside and talked to Junebug and Ezra. But now This is the story that is being told while we wait. Church floors, cold metal scuffed and flexed by unknown boot heels. Let's sit. We're not doing much else. It's the only prompt we have. I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but you don't have to talk about it. No, it's okay, I want to. When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared. Suddenly, ran away, but he thought she was dead. Yeah, I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then the next time I flipped the channel to Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. The walls are a blank kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings and desks. A classroom, maybe? The camera is in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room. There's Weaver right in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually, she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. It's so dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. You'd think with all these holes in the ceiling. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? Must have been the church settling. But no. We're going down into Spyland. Spies like us. That's what this reminds me of. The pews down here are a little cleaner. And the skeletons, of course, are what we now control. Oh, look, let's talk to the visitors. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient. It sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we have only one opening at the moment. Horrible business. What's this job? Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Well, it's not an old church. No, I guess not, but still it has all a kind of reverence to it. And what's that smell? Like bread? Baking bread? Please, follow me. Yes. Let's follow him. Follow Doolittle. Doolittle will now walk down the stairs. Let's go here. As we know, we need our hard hats. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety, and adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. I'm not taking off my shoes. Oh, I understand. It's only a courtesy to... Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just sway. Come on, Conway. Get a leg up. Get a leg up. See what I did there? Now, let's go down here and take a left. Move up to the center. Maybe look at this board. More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. What formula? Hey, oh, the formula changed our lives. Yes. Once years ago, we were as prisoners to the intricacies of our debts here. We'd have to account for everything on paper. Compounding interest by hand, reassessing amortization and leverage asset distributions according to nightly merit decay. Then she stepped out of the dark caves to show us the light of the formula. She had a brilliant grasp of mathematics and a saint-like way of speaking right through the numbers. Now we just plug our daily numbers into the formula and run it all through the adding machine. We occasionally suffer some surplus drift, but she instructed us on all the necessary adjustments. It was devastating to see our revered mathematician go, but she was needed elsewhere. Her legacy abides. What job are they working? I don't know that it's been settled just yet. You see, sometimes we take on newcomers already in debt to the distillery. One of the foremen will find something for them to do, chip away at their sum until it's all settled. That's what I'm doing here, chipping away. That's what we're all doing. Wow, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. You really like old electronics. Yeah, I've got it bad. That's why I've got into this business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to let it just fall into ruin, you know, like that old computer back in the caves, Xanadu. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you have just let that fall apart? Don't know, Shannon. Let's get going, shall we? Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. Down the stairs. Into the shuttle. Here's the fleet. Haha. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. How big is this place? Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out in the back of the old church, purifying spirits by handmade fire, a kettle in a dream. So the trucks are just Easterways and shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities, sublime machinery. Don't mind me, I'm a little sick and I'm coughing. I'm still talking in a British accent even though this is no correspondence happening. Let's head over to shipping. Shipping. Let's look at the truck. Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run. Aha, precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. That's what happened with Miguel this evening. What happened with Miguel this evening? Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes a moment or simply hit a curve too devilish. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company and slow to anger, but if we're speaking confidentially. Well, with all that lost product to be repaired, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, and a few casks too, we're all just thankfully had no next of kin. So, let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. $10.20 on that load, come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 1012, City Kitty. This is a good time, dispatch. We may have found Miguel's replacement. You might like to get acquainted. 10-9, come again. Introduce yourself. Hello? Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. Guess I could drive a truck like this. 99 wheel holder, gotta pay the water bill. Ah, so we're certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, shall we? Headlights work fine, see? That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You never know who you'll run into in the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. The magic hour, eh? Magic hour, sure. Angle of sun at dusk and dawn means the light is most indirect reflections from the sky. Everything looks like a movie, it's all a bit softer. Drivers sleep in the day then? Sure are those that sleep. Miguel put extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, you know, sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been out driving at dusk where shadows soft lie dangerous. Headlights look pretty okay. That they do. Moving on. Look at the tires. Oh, sure, I know you want to look. Kick the tires. That's a thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road, we're more likely to hurt ourselves. Isn't it the way, eh? Tires look fine. Oh, I'm sure. It wasn't the tires that failed our dear Miguel, we're quite sure. I'm going to pick one of these weird italicized sections that it dims. And just wait for it to be over, apparently. Now, what else can we show you? Let's look at the back. Baby's got back. Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. A bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job. And some drivers like the extra shift stacking and loading here. Did Miguel load his own trucks? He did. It was a jealously guarded task for him. If I didn't know the man better, hear me now, I'd say if I didn't know the man better, I may have suspected he was skimming off the top. So, what's next? Control the wipers with this knob here. Seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. You folks watch the weather closely. I wouldn't know if I saw it. Too many years of climate control. And I mentioned I rarely, if ever, leave our facility. I wouldn't know the rain if it drowned me. Most technology, but suited to the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning. Truck looks good. We went over every inch of it. Dispatch, like it just came off the assembly line. 10:33 dispatch. Got 2 black guys and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10-4, backing down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, lamb. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. 10-4. Got your ears on. Good. Listen to this. So, I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And I've got one more thing to show you. Heading back to logistics. Wasn't really that long of a ride and could have walked there. Let's head back upstairs, eh? I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about this stupid moldy computer. Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer. The black mold. It's drawn to whiskey. Feeds on ethanol fumes, you see. As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air. The angel share goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angel share back into drinkable whiskey. Every drop counts when you're making a living on this stuff. So we go down and scrape it off his equipment, just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away. Paranoid, truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. But we didn't do anything to his moldy computer. He just forgot the password. One of his assistants shared it with me. Dome in air. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs. Whoop whoop. And I would love to do that. Joining upstairs. So they say. Maybe we'll end the episode here since I can't seem to click anywhere. So, anyway, we'll see you after the break.